Have you ever worked really hard on something, only to be met with silence? No likes, no comments, no messages saying, hey, this really helped me. Just nothing. It's like throwing your heart into a message and watching it disappear into the ether. And if you've ever felt that, you'll know how quickly that silence can start to feel like rejection. You wonder, what's the point? Why am I even doing this? That's exactly what I've felt with my YouTube journey. Week after week, I show up, I write and I film. I put my heart into every video, not for fame, not for fortune, but to help people, to offer something valuable, to maybe say something someone out there needs to hear. But there are days, honestly, where I look at the view count, the lack of comments, the slow growth, and I feel it. That pull to just stop, to walk away. Because when there's no feedback, your mind starts filling in the blanks with the worst stories. Maybe it's not good enough. Maybe no one's watching because no one cares. Maybe I'm wasting my time. And that's the danger of silence. It's not neutral, it speaks, and it often tells us lies. When people don't get feedback, they don't just lose motivation, they lose direction. You begin second guessing your decisions. Am I talking about the right things? Is this even helping anyone? And without a compass, it's easy to drift off course or stop the journey altogether. I've seen this in coaching too. People start something new, a goal, a habit, a routine, and they begin strong. But no one notices when no one says, well done, or here's how you can improve. The momentum fades, not because they didn't care, but because they no longer knew if what they were doing mattered. And here's the thing, when there's no signal, no feedback loop, the mind starts equating silence with failure. Even if you're doing well, even if you're on the right path, it doesn't feel like success without some kind of response. The human brain craves reinforcement. That's how we're wired. Progress becomes invisible. You can't always see your own growth, especially when you're in it. And without someone holding up a mirror and reflecting back what they see, your impact, your strength, your influence, you forget how far you've come. You forget what you're capable of. And habits, they depend on feedback. That's what keeps the loop alive. You do something, you get a result, you feel good and you repeat it. When the reward is missing, or worse, when the world feels indifferent, you start wondering why you're bothering in the first place. That's why so many creators stop. So many aspiring entrepreneurs quit. So many people never finish the things they were passionate about. Not because they lack talent, but because no one ever told them to keep going. I've had those moments too. There have been times I've thought, maybe this isn't working, maybe I should stop. But then I remind myself why I started. It wasn't for the metrics, it was for the mission. To help people, to share insights that might just unlock something for someone. To speak into the quiet corners where someone might be struggling and think they're alone. And if even one video helps one person shift their perspective, find their courage, or feel a little less stuck, then it's worth it. And when I start doubting that again, I often think of something Tyler Perry once said when he was reflecting on building his career from scratch. Sometimes you've got to go through the wilderness before you get to the promised land. You've got to keep planting seeds even when nothing seems to be growing. That hit me. Because that's what this feels like sometimes. Planting seeds into dry ground, trusting that something will grow even if I don't see it yet. I do still wish I could reach more people. Of course I do. That desire to grow comes from wanting to make a bigger difference. But I've had to learn that just because people aren't reacting doesn't mean they're not receiving. Just because they're not clapping doesn't mean they're not listening. And I've had to redefine what success looks like for me. It's impact over impressions. It's purpose over popularity. Joe Rogan once said that the key to happiness doesn't lay in numbers in a bank account, but in the way we make others feel. And when I reflect on that, I realise this is why I keep going. Because if I can make someone feel seen, understood, or empowered even, for a moment, that's everything. So maybe today, you need that same reminder. Just because the world isn't validating you in the way you hoped, doesn't mean you're not doing important work. Just because you're not getting feedback, doesn't mean your voice isn't echoing where it's needed most. But here's the challenge for all of us. If you appreciate something, say so. Whether it's a video, a message, a piece of art, or a kind gesture. Because that moment of acknowledgement might be the difference between someone giving up and someone keeping their dream alive. So thank you for being here. Whether you've been silently watching or have reached out in the past, it matters more than you know. And if this video spoke to you today, I'd genuinely love to hear from you. Even a short comment goes a long way. We don't grow in isolation, we grow through connection, through reflection, through small sparks of encouragement. And if no one's told you lately, keep going. You're doing better than you think. Until next time, I'm Dr. Rakesh Rana, the Clear Coach.